Hello, I'm Peter Towers, Managing Director of ESS BIZTOOLS. Welcome to this ESS BIZTOOLS Business Advisory Services podcast. I hope wherever you are around this wonderful country of ours that you're having a great day. Today I want to talk to you about systemising business advisory services, and in particular to bring to your attention the virtual continuous webinar that ESS BIZTOOLS and our affiliates are presenting this Friday, the 26th of November, from 7 a.m. AEST, 8 a.m. AEDT, through until 11:40 a.m. AEST, 12:40 p.m. AEDT. Our aim is to alert you to the products that are included within ESS BIZTOOLS and ESS BizGrants that will assist you as accountants, business advisors, bookkeepers, or chief financial officers servicing the SME market to be able to offer a range of diversified products for your clients to utilize to help them to grow their businesses. And I hope that you can join us on Friday morning, and registrations are able to be made on our website, www.essbiztools.com.au. Systemising business advisory services is the theme for the special webinar presentation that we're conducting for Black Friday. And that's because a number of our keynote speakers in recent podcasts have referred to the need for accountancy firms to be introducing appropriate systems to effectively deliver business advisory services. Mark Holton, a director of Smith Inc. and a very experienced mentor assisting accountancy firms to start the journey towards delivering business advisory services, was very emphatic a couple of weeks ago when he said that for over 25 years that he's been advising accountants, he's noticed that most firms are undertaking some sort of business advisory services. But most of them do not have a system. It is not systemized. It's a one-off job. There's no coordination. And in most cases, it hadn't been initiated by the accounting firm. It had been the client because they needed something from the bank, or it was the bank themselves making the request for a budget and cash flow forecast. And you might recall that Mark also suggested that the preparation of a budget and cash flow forecast for a client was an ideal opportunity to lock in some further work, to say to the client, well, we now need to have a quarterly business review meeting and financial accounts so we can see how you're going, how you're performing against the budget and cash flow forecast that you've submitted to your bank. And this is a way to start this journey of implementing business advisory services to your clients. But the key emphasis was you need a system. In last week's podcast, Amanda Gascoigne, a very experienced accountant from Maitland in the Hunter Valley, gave her summary on what she believes particularly small accounting firms and solo practitioners should be aware of as you're having discussions with clients about diversifying the services you're supplying so that they can add value to their businesses. Amanda said, I can assure you that if you've got the systems, you will get that extra work. got the systems, you will get that extra work, but you have to make a proactive decision to be reactive and respond to the type of services that your clients want you to provide to them. And I don't think many clients are going to be approaching accountants and saying, I want more work done on my taxation returns. They're going to be talking to you about what we're generally now referring to as business advisory services. They want that because they believe that they can earn some money out of it, and it's going to add value to their business. You can also benefit, of course, within your accounting firm because your team will be happy. They're delivering challenging, interesting services to the clients, but more about that later. 3 weeks ago, I had the pleasure of conducting our podcast with Andrew Geddes, who is a legend of the Australian accounting industry. I've known Andrew for a long time, having first met him at the University of New England at Armidale, when he was very proactive in the need for accountants to be delivering a broader range of services to help businesses survive in their businesses. And he really proved that need, that requirement, by his activities with Green Cross. Green Cross was a very small veterinary surgery practice in Townsville 30 years ago. Andrew was involved, having met the CEO of Green Cross. I should rephrase that, the gentleman who became the CEO of Green Cross, Dr. Glenn Richards, when he was in his final year of his veterinary degree at the Queensland University. And Andrew and him become friends. And over the years, Andrew was their key consultant. 15 years ago, when he was a director of the company, he introduced the scaling up process. In fact, encouraged Glenn Richards to accompany him with his leadership team. And they went to America for a few weeks to explore all aspects of the scaling up process. Then they come back to Australia and started to implement it. And then for 10 years, Andrew Geddes was the chair of Green Cross Limited, which became a top 200 ASX company. A great story, isn't it? One I'm sure that many of you would like to be able to repeat with your clients and with your prospects. What's the key to all that? The key is a system. In the Green Cross story, it was adopting scaling up as a process. Looking at the team, looking at the strategies that the business needed, looking at the leadership team. Were they motivated? Were they professionally developed? Were they prepared? And that was one of the reasons Andrew Geddes encouraged them to go to the USA for 3 weeks to study scaling up. The other key principle of scaling up is not just developing your strategies, but you then need the leadership team and the general team to implement those strategies. And last but not least, you need to have money. You need to know where the money is going to come from to finance the growth of the business. Now that's a system. So 3 weeks ago, when Andrew Geddes participated in our podcast, I'd asked him if he could talk about scaling up. And Andrew said, well, how about I concentrate on the development of teamwork with scaling up principles? And he said to me, I'll adapt it to suit accountants. So he gave a very interesting presentation. And if you haven't heard it, please go to our podcast, ESS BIZTOOLS Business Advisory Services Podcast. If you have trouble finding it, go to our website because you can link onto it on our website and listen to what a very experienced accountant had to say as to the journey and the emphasis that he was making on systems. But in the podcast, at the end of it, where he'd outlined what he thought accountants should be doing to get the systems to work, and that was primarily involving younger accountants with more experienced accountants, taking them out on client interviews, taking them to the factories or the farms or the retail businesses, wherever it happens to be, and letting them learn how you as an experienced accountant handle these situations. So at the end of it, I said, well, Andrew, we've had 2 years of COVID-19. A lot of accountants are fairly run down at present. Some of them could even be described as being shell-shocked. Can they implement these types of proposals you're making in about 6 months' time? Well, I could feel the reaction coming through, even though he was nearly 1,000 kilometers away from me when we were conducting that conversation. Because he said, you've got to start now, this afternoon, quite emphatically, because your greatest challenge at the moment is getting good people to work with. Let me just repeat that. You've got to start now, this afternoon, because your greatest challenge at the moment is getting good people to work with. That's really looking at the systemization, isn't it? So that brings me full circle then back to the reason that ESS BizTools is running a special series of webinars, 200 minutes, 5 separate webinars of 40 minutes each, this Friday, the 26th of November, as part of our celebration of Black Friday, and hopefully a celebration that the problems of COVID-19, the lockdowns in particular, are now behind us, and that businesses and accountants and bookkeepers and chief financial officers and business advisors can now get on with helping clients to take the opportunities that some of the experts are saying are going to present themselves as we enter 2022. And I would urge you to get prepared. So we're presenting a feast of webinars to give you an overview of the 26 of the 32 product packages included within ESS BizTools and ESS BizGrants. And one of them is going to be the joint venture package, which we are involved with Plan Guru Beyond Accounting Technologies, which is the predictive accounting package, looking at budgets, cash flow forecasts, and projected balance sheets. Now, this program, as I said before, kicks off at 7 a.m. Queensland time, 8 a.m. New South Wales, Victoria, ACT, and Tasmanian time, and the rest of Australia. I know it's an early start for you in Perth, but I can't help that. The window of opportunity we had with some of our affiliates who are participating in this presentation is Friday morning, so that's what it is. But we are going to record each separate webinar, and we will be uploading that to our website within about an hour of the conclusion of that webinar. So if you're unable to get started very bright and early in Perth, that webinar will be on our website later during the day, so you'll be able to watch it then. And we also have a special 50% discount on every package. We've had some discounts of late to celebrate the end of lockdowns on particular package, but we've now extended it to everything else. So our programmer has amended our website so that from Friday the 26th until Monday the 6th of December, every product package that ESS BizTools and ESS BizGrants have has been reduced by 50%. I can't make it any cheaper for you. We are making a significant contribution, we hope, to help you get back on your feet, because we look forward to working with you as you go forward delivering outstanding services to your clients and prospects and getting ready for 2022. So what are these product packages? I think they're the key packages that accountants who are wanting to deliver a range of services beyond annual accounts and tax returns, quite different to the financial planning area, but the other services that you might like to be offering to your clients, because it's helping them run their real business. It's not painted up tax type issues, maybe except one, but the rest are business related areas. So the one that might be considered tax is research and development. But how many of you are actually offering your clients advice on research and development? There's normally around 15 to 17,000 companies, most of them small, who apply for the research and development tax rebate each year. This year, I think it might get up to around 20,000 because of people who have been conducting research during their lockdown periods, especially in New South Wales and Victoria. So we're going to go through and give you an overview of research and development. I think it's a great start to an interesting journey you can participate with your clients. And that is because the next area you could look at after helping them to qualify for the research and development tax rebate is an accelerating commercialization grant. They can secure up to $1 million on a 50% funding basis from the government. And then you might want to introduce them to early stage innovation company, whereby if their turnover's under $200,000 in the last 12 months, their income's under $1 million, and they've undertaken research and development activities, they can potentially get that classification. And that makes them very attractive for investors, because investors receive an incentive. They get a tax rebate if they invest in these companies. You can't do much better than that, can you? They will do their due diligence on the companies, of course, and that's why they will need your assistance as their accountant to start the research and development journey, hopefully to be able to get them up to $1 million out of accelerating commercialization grant, and then get the business plans, budgets, cash flow forecasts, projected balance sheets, the strategy of the business all prepared, documented nicely, so that they're attractive to investors who also receive a significant bonus because they get a rebate back from the tax office based on their amount of their investment. And they can avoid paying capital gains tax if they retain ownership of those shares for more than 12 months and less than 10 years. At the end of 10 years, there's a revaluation process occurs. Another area we're going to look at is debtors. Australia has the dubious title of having the longest debtors outstanding in the world. I think that's a national disgrace. And we're going to look at that package, which we're prepared, which has been prepared to assist accountants to show your clients how to undertake better management of their debtors. We got a session or paper or on the personal property securities register, which can be quicksand for businesses who are unaware of it. They can lose assets because they haven't registered it on the government website. We're going to overview our ESS BizGrants, which is a separate website we operate to assist you to identify grants for your clients. We have a product called SME Needs Analysis, which is based on a document that Andrew Geddes originally produced many years ago. With Andrew's permission, we've updated it, and we'll be showing you that because it's probably the most important document in this overall package that we have developed at ESS BIZTOOLS, because it helps you to have conversations with your clients to identify the services that they really need, that they'll happily pay you for because they've got a problem and no one's talked to them about it before. They might think that all you're traditionally been interested in looking at was income tax. And whilst that's important to them, there is also other business considerations that worry them. We got business planning. We got 25 separate questionnaires that you can utilize to really suss out a business plan. Crowdsourced funding equity raising is starting to take off in Australia. We've been key advocates of it from the very beginning. We've written material, we've prepared articles, we've attended top-level industry meetings. I think it's going to be very, very important for SMEs who have trouble in finding assets that can be offered as security, don't want to enter into personal guarantees if they can avoid it. Unfortunately, many businesses still do not have a full appreciation of how crowdsourced funding equity raising works. Succession planning is a very big activity. It should be something that's discussed regularly when in your business advisory meetings with your clients to work out where they are going in the future. We produce a newsletter each month, which we call Business Plus, which our subscribers are able to badge and put contact details on and send to their clients. Now, the newsletter works as a marketing tool for accountants, but a resource library for your clients. And it helps you to generate inquiries about particular work that a client would like you to do. We have a package on buying a business. We have a package on cash flow management, budgets and cash flow forecasts, a tradie charge out rate calculator to make sure they're charging the right hourly rate for their various employees, a professional service firm charge out rate calculator, and a retailer or wholesaler pricing calculator. And predictive accounting, the budgets, cash flow forecasts, and projected balance sheet, which, as I mentioned before, is the product that's a separate joint venture involving Plan Guru, Beyond Accounting Technologies, and ESS BIZTOOLS. And in the final session, we have Chief Financial Officer Services, an overview of what's involved in delivering this service. Selling a business, leadership. We've got 12 modules on leadership. We also have an overview on the papers we've produced. There's 580 separate papers in ESS BIZTOOLS on 67 separate subject headings that you can badge and send to your clients to back up your professional advice to them. We have a special package called Survival in Difficult Times, which has been quite appropriate during COVID-19 and is still very appropriate because every year there are problems in Australia somewhere, whether it's from drought, bushfire, floods, cyclones, or just local problems that occur in various areas because of a failure of a big business or a government decision change or whatever. So that's a very brief overview of what we're going to discuss in these 5 40-minute webinar presentations starting at 7 a.m. Queensland time on Friday, 8 a.m. Daylight saving time for New South Wales, Victoria, ACT and Tasmania. Why don't you join us for the whole program if you wish, or for some of the individual programs. If you would like our brochure of our presentation being sent to you, please send us an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au, and we will send it to you. The program will also be on our website if you want to go there to see it so that you can plan which one you would like to attend. All this is about trying to ensure that accountants are implementing appropriate systems to deliver business advisory services to your clients, that it's not a one-off activity that Mark Holton was referring to 2 weeks ago in one of these podcasts. It's part of a journey to be able to replicate what you're doing and deliver that service to other clients and prospects. And that's why we've prepared these product packages within ESS BIZTOOLS. In total, we've got 32. We're presenting 26 of them in this webinar series on Friday. You're quite welcome to go to our website to have a look at the overall packages that are displayed there. Our website is www.essbiztools.com.au. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I look forward to talking to you on Friday. If for some reason you're unable to attend the live webinars, but you would like to understand what we presented, we will be sending an article with the link to the webinars to the people on our database that receive Accountant's Minute from us each week. If you're not one of those and you'd like to follow through, you can send us an email. We make sure we will send it to you, peter@essbiztools.com.au. We will also be uploading the webinars to YouTube, and we will be doing a live feed on Facebook. I look forward to talking to you on Friday. Stay safe and have a great day. Goodbye.